agreed to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to present to you the First Lady of the United States of America, Dr. Jill Biden.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Basil. I'm grateful for your leadership of this organization. My goodness, you've done so much. I think you should be up here speaking. And it was so wonderful to see you and so many friends at the White House reception last year. And the same feeling is in this room tonight, the warmth that makes our community so special. And to Joe and Sharon, thank you for all of your work to celebrate our heritage and elevate Italian-American stories here in Pittsburgh and across the country. So buonasera, everyone. It's great to be with all of you. Not only because of my Italian roots, but also because I can't help but feel home state pride whenever I'm in Pennsylvania. A blank space on a piece of paper greeted my great-grandparents when they arrived at Ellis Island. There, Gaetano and Concetto Giacoppa filled in their names so that they could start their new lives here in the United States. It must have felt like they were entering another kind of blankness, too. They left everything they had known behind in Italy, their family, their homeland. Even their name, Giacoppa, eventually became Jacobs, but their hearts were full. They had carried their values with them across the Atlantic: loyalty, kindness, grit, and the courage to chase this country's unlimited promise. Their son Dominic, my grandpa, found work delivering furniture for a small store in southern New Jersey. He and my grandmom worked hard to build a life that they could be proud of. To this day, the scent of Italian bread toast and the sound of sauce bubbling on the stove brings me back to their tiny kitchen. They raised my dad, who went on to fight for this country in World War II at the age of 17. When he returned, he used the GI Bill to get his business degree and eventually become a bank manager. That's how he and my mom carved out a middle-class life for me and my 4 sisters. When I was growing up and dreaming of what my life would become, I knew that I wanted 2 things: a marriage like my parents, strong and loving, and a career. And I found both. Education has been my life's work, and I continue to teach at a community college just outside of Washington, D.C., as Basil said. In Joe, I found a husband who always supported my career. His family's struggles to reach the middle class felt so familiar to my own family tree. And the loyalty and the closeness of the Bidens rang true in how I was raised. Now, 3 generations after my great-grandparents arrived at Ellis Island, I am proud to stand before you as the first Italian-American First Lady. So many generations of Italian Americans have shared the beauty of our culture with their communities and made this country a little brighter and a little better along the way. But of course, you know, we haven't always been welcomed. There have also been dark days in the Italian American story. Whether it was the Sicilians who were dragged from their cells and killed by an angry mob in New Orleans, the people turned away by signs that said, Italians need not apply. Or people like my dad, who was never fully accepted by my mom's family because he was Italian. Despite this, Italian Americans persevered. Our ancestors kept true to the same values that echo in the motto of this organization: liberty, unity, and duty. You make sure everyone can build a good life in America. That work is personal to Joe and to me too. He's making sure that no matter where you start in life, there's no limit to what you can achieve. He's helped us heal from the pandemic, created millions of good jobs, including good union jobs. Thank you. He led the strongest economic recovery in modern history and given more families a sense of real security in the middle class. Last year, I visited Ellis Island, walked into that great hall, and saw the registry where my great-grandparents and so many of our ancestors filled a blank space with the loops and swirls of their names, many signing with just an X. Let's consider how our ancestors would feel if they saw us tonight. This is what they dreamed of. The unknown that stood before them when they arrived now filled their descendants, coming together to lift up our community and preserving a piece of our homeland in the home that we've built here. So let's make sure that their stories and sacrifices are never forgotten and that their values live on in every generation to come. Grazie mille. Thank you. Thank you.